We're good.
Okay, great. Hey, good morning, everybody. Want to welcome everyone to our April 3rd, 2024 Health and Wellness Advisory Committee meeting for the city of Charleston. Hey, the first quarter's in the books, guys. I can't believe it's already over as we move into second quarter. And I hope everybody survived April Fool's Day. It's a big week for the city of Charleston. We've got Bridge Run Week. Of course, that's big not only for the city of Charleston, but our whole metro area, Mount Pleasant, North Charleston, and the whole area. And of course, the Credit One Charleston Open's underway. And just a huge week. Paul's been very busy and active in all that's going on as well. So we appreciate the work that he does and that everyone else, April and everyone else, does to make that possible. So today, Paul sent out an email, of course, saying that this will be a little shorter version of our normal meetings, but we'll include an opportunity for you to give a community update and any highlights to any upcoming events. And we will have Lamar Hodges will be joining us today to fill in for Dr. Richardson and give us an update on our health and of our community and speak a little bit about DHEC and his community engagement activity. So to start off, I'd like to ask for someone to make an approval to approve the minutes for March 6, 2024, if you would.
Carolyn makes the move to approve the minutes for March.
Thank you.
And thank you, Paul, for those comments. It took me a minute to get to my microphone. Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Carolyn. Thank you. We have a motion to approve the minutes. Can I get a second, please?
I'll second. This is Jennifer Brush.
Thank you, Jennifer Brush. We have a motion to approve and a second. Any discussions, additions, deletions? All right. If not, all in favor of approving the minutes, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, the minutes have been approved. Thank you. So we have our community health update. I'm going to call on Lamar Hodges with South Carolina DHEC Community Engagement Team. Lamar?
Good morning to everyone. Thank just the invitation to be here this morning. I'm filling in the absence of Dr. Katie Richardson. And I also wanted just to say it's good to be back because I've actually filled in for her one time before. So just wanted to go highlight first off, just giving this information in regards to DHEC and first introduce myself to those who I have not met before. My name is Lamar Hodges. I serve as one of the community engagement managers. I'm actually responsible for the Tri-County and also Bamberg County as well. First off, just wanting to share that that it's National Public Health Week from April the 1st through the 7th of this year. And the theme is protecting, connecting, and thriving. Public health is more than just healthcare. And of course, when it comes to that, what comes in mind, you think about as it pertains to is an action that we take to make sure that our food, our water, as well as our air is safe. So a lot of times in situations, thinking about those persons who work in public health, just give them a kudos because it's so much to do as it pertains to as we foster into the communities around the region as well as the state. And of course, when it comes to it, as our agency motto is and how we strive is those healthy people in healthy communities. So that will just be my first kudos to all of those persons who work in public health. Of course, our agency is definitely doing a lot of different activities for Public Health Week. A lot of lunch and learns. So of course, we're doing a lot of nutritionists and dietitians are really having different lunch and learns where we are giving healthy tips and things of that nature. We also have coming up next week is our free testing day on Thursday, April the 11th. At most of our health departments. So of course, to be able to take advantage of that. I did share with Dr. Richardson some information in regards to some things that she wanted to highlight on the last meeting, and also to add on to what what I wanted to share during this meeting. And there's just some updates in regards to things that we've done to really go into highlighting as it pertains to public health, but really focusing on the obesity in the community. Of course, in February of this year, we actually had a Healthy Palmetto hike that was sponsored by Palmetto Trails and our DHEC WIC team. And this event was free and open to the public in Berkeley County, down there in the Swamp Fox Passage. And of course, my team, the community engagement team, we actually tabled an event at that during this time and provided the health education. So once they got off the trail, they were able to also receive some healthy education tips. Also, the second entity that we did is on March the 7th, one of our community engagement specialists, Renee, she was able to participate in a school wellness fair at Fort Dorchester Elementary, as well as the Midland Park Primary School, where she provided those children and those boys and girls about eating more fruits and vegetables and incorporating it in their meals. And as a former nutritionist, I always say the best way to incorporate it, whether you're in any type of any part of the lifespan, I always say the 3 S's: soup, salads, and smoothies are the best ways to get that intake as needed as possible. Also, we have been working on a 2-year project. This project has been with the Kids in Parks, which the Kids in Parks program helps kids as families active in the outdoors and engage in nature through self-guided hiking trails. The children, with this project, the children will receive prizes and badges in the mail. And this program is actually funded by a grant through the Blue Cross and Blue Shield of South Carolina Foundation, as well as the Diabetes Free of South Carolina. We've been working closely with Kids in Parks, with developing it and making sure, but we're not really developing trails. We're really renovating those trails that we already have in the Tri-County. What this consisted of last year, what we've done was the planning and basically the strategic planning process. Was a lot of us as the organizations who commonly work with the children as well as in the parks. So a lot of the organizations consist of the Director of Recreation, and that's for all of those counties, the MUSC Boeing and School Wellness, the South Carolina Child Care Resource and Referral, First Steps, the county parks and recreation for all of those counties, as well as the Palmetto Trails, who have been, all of us has come together to kind of think about which trails in the area that is kind of more so abandoned and not necessarily have been kept in good keeping. So what we've done is decided to really focus on those trails to really highlight those and get those back up and kind of get those families and children kind of interested in participating in that. And, you know, they get a prize in the mail for going on that trail, because usually at those trails, they'll have a stair mark that they get the map. And then of course, those things on the trail, they're supposed to, that's in that guide is supposed to provide them with information of what they potentially are supposed to discover or explore on the trail. So it's a great opportunity to get the kids engaged in outdoor, as well as some of the families as well. Definitely a family trip out there would be great to kind of teach those kids a lot about outdoor learning. So we are working on that project, and that, like I said, is a 2-year project. This year will be consisted of us really getting into the place where we are actually working on making sure that those persons who are responsible for those trails are in agreement to what it is that we're doing. And then, of course, we will do a whole press release and everything about it. So it's definitely something that you should see probably starting in this fall when it comes to the grand opening of these trails. And we're supposed to do 3 trails in each county. So of course, which consists of the Tri-County, Charleston, Dorchester, as well as Berkeley, that we're looking to renovating. And the last information that I have is just an upcoming event that we are going to be doing, and I'm super excited about it because I had the pleasure of firsthand of helping coordinate it. And I think that Paul is going to show that flyer in just a few moments. Is what we consider as our Health and Wellness Expo. This is going to be an event on Saturday, May the 18th, 2024, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's going to be hosted at the Community Impact Outreach in North Charleston. And this event, I'm just going to give a brief summary of how this came to be, is that we've been working with a lot of our community partners, such as Milena Healthcare, as well as the Community Impact Outreach. And we thought that it was a great idea for us to create a health and wellness expo, almost like how most people will go to Walmart for everything that they need. And when it comes to, it's a one-stop shop. So we wanted to create this Health and Wellness Expo to just be able to provide those resources and be able to foster that education into the community. So the resources that we're going to be providing is such as free mammogram screenings, free medical and dental screenings, free STD and HIV testing, vaccinations, including HPV. The Department of Veteran Affairs will be out there to provide assistance when it comes to those who are veterans. The SE Works will be there for employment services, child care resources, such as SE Voucher, ABC Quality and First Steps. Low Country Food Bank has agreed to provide those fresh fruits and vegetables. At this current time, I can say that we have at least 50 vendors that are going to be able to be at this event as it pertains to what we're planning on doing. And what we are just asking is, of course, we will definitely share the information with you, the flyer, and we are providing this services to those who are to our community. We do have the flyer that is going to be in English, Spanish, and Portuguese. And we do have, we're going to have interpreters there, trilingual interpreters to be able to assist where needed as well. So we're just super excited about it. And of course, we just ask for your support and participation. Of course, if you're Saturday, during that time, of course, if you don't have anything to do, just come out and see what it is that we're going to be doing out there for the community. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Hodges. Great, man. A lot of community activities going on. Thank you for all of your work. Any questions, Paul?
Lamar, I don't have the PDF you were talking about. So if you want to send it to me, I'll send it out to everybody and post it.
Will do.
Will you give us that date again?
That date is Saturday, May 18th.
May 18th. Okay.
And it's at 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay, great. Very good. And the trails you were talking about, do you know if there are any trails close to or within the city of Charleston, or are they more rural areas?
Some of them are, because what we end up doing was depending on those persons as it pertains to those organizations, like I said, such as parking recreations, if they felt more so, I think parking for the city of Charleston, I do remember that group, they were voting on really going in the rural areas of Charleston. But I believe when it came to Berkeley County and as well as Dorchester, they were more focused on a lot of the trails that are close in the city limits. So it's
Okay.
based on how we all were voting. And
Okay.
and you know, they're the experts when it comes to the trails as it pertains to park and recreations. So I mean, their expertise came in and we were like, well, you tell us what is best, and we, you know, because normally we will go to the average parks in the city limits. So they were like, well, let's look into going a little further out when it comes to those rural areas, because we want to be able to make sure that we attract all of those persons within and without the city limits. So
Great. Well, thank you. And a question from Joey Current that came in through the chat was, and this is near and dear to his heart right now, is will childcare be offered on the site at this event? So.
Well, we will have plenty of persons who are qualified in childcare, but as it pertains to that event, I think you're going to be responsible for your own child that day.
All right. Great. Well, thank you. And we want to congratulate Joey, just became a dad, and we're very, very happy and excited for him. So congratulations, Joey. So
thank you.
Any other questions for Lamar Hodges? All right. Well, thank you so much. A lot of activities, community activities going on. We appreciate all the work that you and everyone with your crew, everybody does. So thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. So we will move into our community health and wellness updates. And I'll just kind of let y'all raise your hands and let me know if you want to share something, please. Joey Current.
Hey, thank you so much, Councilman Shealy. Just want to give everybody an update. For those folks who have been around a while, you know that Trident United Way, in partnership with several of our major hospital systems, MUSC, Roper, and now Trident Health, coordinates a health coalition called Healthy Tri-County. And that is just a space for any of our health and wellness providers across all sectors, from nonprofit to healthcare to government partners, where we can get together, network, and work through kind of solutions to life's biggest barriers when it comes to healthcare. And so that coalition has a relaunch event coming up later on this month. So April 26th from 9 to 12, we're going to have the Healthy Tri-County relaunch event. The coalition has been going through some transition, and now we're about to kick it back off again and relaunch that. That's going to be on the 26th of April from 9 to 12 at Royal Missionary Baptist Church in North Charleston. And I encourage any folks on this call, or if you are connected with any health and wellness organizations, you want to come out and network. It's a really a great place for folks to find out about all the great health and wellness work that's going on in our community. Encourage folks to come, and if you have any questions about it or need the link for registration, I'll send that over to Paul so he can put it in the meeting minutes.
Great. Thank you, Joey. Appreciate that. Any questions for Joey on that? All right. Anyone else?
I have an update.
Okay. Go ahead, Jennifer
For
Brush.
some reason, can't find my hand to raise on here, but
Okay.
just barge in. But yeah, while we're on community events, I'll add one. And several people here are part of this: MUSC, the school district, Low Country Food Bank. Let's see who else is on my list. But we have it's part of the pharmacy program, and it's a Unity Day. It's a second. Well, it's not really the second annual, although that's what my flyer says. We've been doing it for a while. But it's going to be April 13th at 166 Columbus Street at Mall Park. It's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and it's a health and wellness fair for the unsheltered and people at risk of losing housing. We generally we do a lot of things together. It's a huge group of agencies that serve the homeless and those that are close to becoming homeless, but they're going to have out there Many of you may be there. Mental health care, medical care, legal aid, housing assistance, utilities, food, and lots of other things and fun games for the kids. So if you want to pass the word on that, and I will also send you, Paul, a flyer for this so you can share it with the group. And if it does rain on the 13th, it looks like it's going to be happening on April 20th. So another opportunity for folks to get some resources out in the community. And we're putting it on, hosting it with the Charleston Police Department and lots of other folks. So I'll share that information. And I just wanted to remind people that, we do serve kids and adults. We take walk-ins at our clinics in Charleston and Somerville, Monday through Friday up until about 3:30 in the afternoon. Don't forget to share the information about 988. Since we've opened the second 988 call center here at our center for our state, we've taken almost 6,000 calls. So we are helping lots of folks, and it's growing, and we're trying to spread the word. And speaking of spread the word, I'm looking behind Paul, his picture of the bridge run. We're going to have a table there. Thanks, Paul, for letting us have a table. We're going to be sharing information about 988, and NAMI's going to be there with some information with us because we find that a lot of people in the community don't know about 988, and it is available for people who are in crisis. So please spread that word too. And that's kind of my update for today. And thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you, Jennifer. Appreciate that. And thank you for getting that word out about April 13th. I know the police department here in the city of Charleston is very excited to be a part of that, and is working hard to make sure that's a success as well. Paul does have that flyer, I believe. I know I received a copy of it by email as well. But yeah, our police department is all in on that, and appreciate you including them. So thank you so much. Yep, there we go. Thank you, Paul, for putting that up there. There's the flyer on that event. So
thanks, Paul. Oh, that's a different one, actually.
Yeah, that one said July 8th. That one's
maybe there's another one in July. I'll send you this one too.
Let's see.
I have the right one. I just pulled the wrong one up.
Okay, I was gonna say I can share mine as well if you want, real quick. Let's see.
I'll bring it up at the end. Oh, you got it?
Yeah, there's the flyer and the information, and everything there. Of course, if it does rain, it'll be moved to April 20th, but it's at the Trident Tech Palmer campus, which is 66 Columbus Street. So
and one last thing, if I don't mention it, Paul will remind me to mention it, and that's our Low Country Mental Health Conference at the end of July at the Gilliard Auditorium. It's July 24th through 26th this year. Lots of great speakers. It's 2.5 days. And I'll, again, send Paul the link again, just to remind you all about the conference that's coming up. It should be a lot of great speakers this year.
Great. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Any questions for Jennifer Brush? All right, great. Morgan Huey.
Thank you, Councilman Shealy and Paul and everyone. Good to see everyone this morning. My name is Morgan. I'm a professor of public health at the College of Charleston. And so quickly, I just wanted to share, we're doing an inaugural event to have networking for our students within the health and public health field next Thursday, April 11th on Wentworth Street in one of our College of Charleston buildings. So we're the 5th largest major on campus, serving a lot of young folks that want to go into clinical healthcare and community healthcare. So I want to extend an invitation to all of you or anyone in your organizations or networks to attend. I put a link in the chat for this event to RSVP if you're able. Refreshments will be provided. And I've also shared with Paul to include in the meeting minutes. So I appreciate your time and consideration.
Yeah, great. Thank you for all that you do. Appreciate that. All right. Kay Durst. Dr. Durst.
Hi, good morning. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Hi, good morning. Sorry I missed the last meeting. I was actually away at a conference, but thank y'all so much for having me. And also thank you so much for everybody talking about things, especially Lamar, your stuff that's coming up. And if there's a way I can help spread that, so I'll get the information from Paul. So with us right now, we had a couple of things going on. One through our school and health committee. We are still working with our Docs of Docs program, mainly through Charleston County, but also through Berkeley County, where we're working with the schools. And we're still have a couple of schools that are looking for some people to help with that, but we have in May, and I'll have to get the date later. We have at the end of the year kind of contest throughout the year. They have a contest to get certain points. So if you have like a garden in your school or do exercise in the school or different health initiatives, you get certain points and then you win a prize that they have. So I'll let you know about that. And that's exciting. And then we had also through our medical society, we also team up with Screenagers, which is part of the Social Emotional Learning Alliance. And we just had on March 25th at Philip Simmons High School, we had a great event where we had a panelist. I was one of the panelists that were there for Screenagers. And for those of y'all that don't know, Screenagers is a film that was filmed by a primary care doctor. It's throughout the country. And it's there to help with kids with knowing about addiction to social media, addiction to alcohol, and also drugs. It's a very good film. It's about an hour and a half. It's put on different schools. And coming up, and I can send out to everybody later, on April 8th, they're going to have a film at James Island Charter School at 6 o'clock. And it's not just catered to the high school. They also have for the middle school, people can go. And then they're actually doing it, but I know it's not in our district, up in Columbia, April 16th. But at 9 a.m. on May 1st and 2nd, they're going to be doing for 1,200 fifth graders and 1,000 middle schoolers and high schoolers at North Charleston Performing Arts Center. So I'll get some information out there about it. It's very good. Again, this is just something we're partnering up with. They have their own kind of alliance. And then the Medical Society itself is helping also do some work with the Ronald McDonald House on April 9th. I mean, it's closed to our society and medical students, but we're doing some initiatives where we go out and help give some food and make food to the Ronald McDonald House. And we've also teamed up with the Health Links magazine, where the Health Links magazine is having a couple of golf tournaments. I believe they're open to the public. I'll have to verify that. I know there's one in Park West and in Dunes West. Rivertown on May 15th. So we're working with that, and Dr. Thaddeus Bell with our Closing the Gap in Healthcare got a grant where we've been working towards more helping with disparities in healthcare, particularly with minorities, men, especially with the rise in prostate cancer and heart disease. So we've been working with that in our grant and working to the Low Country Jazz Festival.
Very
So
good.
thank you very much.
Great. Any questions for Dr. Durst? I guess I just wanted to ask about the schools and how is there a process to which schools are being included in that, or do you know? And I know that's just a partnership with you guys. So.
You mean with the Screenagers?
Right. Yeah.
Yes. Right now, it's just they're working on their part, and then we're working through our school and health committee. Schools that want to do it, they put it in. The issue is they're looking for a sponsorship because it does cost money for the organization to have the film, I guess the rights to show the film. So it depends on which organizations have gotten the money and kind of going through. But if y'all have any schools that are interested, please let us know or them know. And I know that it's kind of building up momentum and it's been really good. Again, we already did Lucy Beckham a couple of months ago where there were over 400 parents and teachers. And let me explain to you at this organization, like there's a panelist usually of a couple of physicians, a pediatric physician, family medicine, some counselors. We had Dean Stevens in his organization was there also, and sponsored at these events. There are a whole bunch of, probably some of y'all's organizations have been there and you're welcome to come. We also have counselors that are there. And again, it's been great. We've saved a couple of lives with this. It's a great program. So if you need anybody or want some school, please let us know.
Well, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Okay, any other questions for Dr. Durst? All right, Lisa Burbage has been very patient, and I know she is she is multitasking and being in this meeting. So Lisa, I'm sorry I kept you holding so long, but thank you for
No,
chiming in. So,
no worries, Kevin. Thank you. Yeah, I am driving and it's not a great day, obviously, but I wanted to just let everybody know that I'm working out of Charleston a good bit right now, running programs, and I'm primarily involved in diabetes prevention work. I think most of y'all know that, but I'm actively looking for coaches, health lifestyle coaches to work in the Myrtle Beach, Camden, and Sumter areas. I've got new programs starting there. And if anybody has contacts or knows anybody in those areas, this is, these are paid positions. They're open to the communities in those areas. And it's a great way to get your foot in the door if you think you might want to be a health and wellness coach and help others get healthy. It's a not a long commitment. It's part-time, but anyway, I just wanted to put it out there that I've got some job openings in those areas. And if anybody knows anyone, please reach out to me or reach out to Paul and he can point you in my direction. Thank you so much.
great, thank you, Lisa. Appreciate all that you do as well. All right, anyone else? Paul?
I did want to bring up an older subject, one that we talked about at our meeting in November, and it was referencing we had the Just Be program coming in talking about autism and what was going on in our community. And, the opportunity to have a training program that businesses could learn about and then put things in their to their places of business to help with neurodiversity and to help with autistic children. Well, this month is Autistic Awareness Month and the City of Charleston Police Department are doing something very special where they have empowered their officers to display these autism awareness badges, where they are using it to not only talk and help make people aware, but also to help do a little fundraiser for the local autism group. And I really just wanted to pass it around to let you know that there are things being done. I also saw in the news probably early January, February, where Charleston County PRC had partnered with Culture City, KULTURE City, and they are a group that helps train, as Just Be does, helps train organizations how to deal with neurodiversity children coming or visitors coming into their facilities. And so what they provide is that they can check out, just as you would check out a bike, they can check out free. It requires an ID to a little kit that would provide either headphones or would provide other opportunities to help children that are a little distracted in their communities and need some assistance away from the distractions around them. But anyway, so we know that Charleston County PRC is doing it for their 3 largest parks and special events. We also found out during there's a couple of agencies in the facilities in our own city that are doing it. The Gilliard does the Culture City program as well as the aquarium, so that if somebody is coming in that needs some attention for an autistic child or other, they have some kits there to try to help out and assist. And I look forward to doing a little bit deeper dive into other ways that we can engage our community in dealing. The Just Be program is a great program. There's several programs out there, and I had reached out to Just Be, and I know they're very heavily engaged in their community. They actually, in early March, when the Charleston Parks Conservancy was at Hampton Park, they did a section for the autistic children, neurodiversity. Little wagon was there, the Just Be wagon. So I think there's so much we can do and so much we can encourage. The answer is it starts with little simple things like our police department are doing right here, of just making people aware that there's a whole nother world out there that we sometimes just ignore, and we just need to make ourselves aware and how to be patient when we are in restaurants or other locations, to realize that that parent or the other person on the other end just needs a little extra love. So I wanted to pass that on, and Kevin had shared it with me, so I thought I would just make
Thank
sure
you, Paul.
y'all were aware of it. And Kevin, I don't know if you want to say anything else.
No, that's great. No, I think you covered it, Paul, but thank you very much. I have seen several of our officers out with the light blue t-shirts and the light blue badges on. So they're trying to do their part of getting that word out. So and helping in the community.
All right,
Paul.
one more
Yeah.
item. Behind me is my 38,000 visitors waiting to come to Charleston on April the 6th. The Bridge Run Expo is Thursday from 12 to 8 and 8 to 8 on Friday at the Charleston Area Convention Center in North Charleston. That is open to the public. There's a lot of great wealth of information, such as mental health will be out there in one of the tables. But it's a lot of even if you're not participating, there's a lot of good things to learn and to take a part of and take away from that event. We expect, my personal guess is we expect probably 60,000 people to go through that or more in the next 2-day period. And you have to go through there to get your registration if you want to be in the Bridge Run, which is on April the 5th or April the 6th on Saturday. Golly, I'm already worn out from just talking about it. But April the 6th at 7, and please, if you've got some free time, come down to King Street and cheer these people on. At 7:25, our wheelchairs start. We have 8 wheelchair people coming, and they will finish. The winner will finish somewhere in that 20 to 25 mark if the weather's good. Or if it's windy, last year it was 30 minutes, but they're hauling coming over there. And right behind them are 12 other special participants, actually 24. They're called Pacer Racers, and it's somebody that's pushing a special needs person in most cases in a 3-wheeler over the bridge and running the race course. So they're in front of the runners as well too, and they will finish somewhere between, hopefully before the runners hit the finish line. But they will be out there with pushing those young adults and those strollers as just to give them the experience. And it's quite a sight to see the wheelchairs coming in, the Pacer Racers come behind it. And then at 8 o'clock, the gun goes off, and right now we have 30,000 people registered. The event those runners will hit the finish line somewhere about no earlier than 28. Well, so let's just say 28 to 31 minutes they will hit. And then the female athlete will probably be maybe about 5 minutes, somewhere in that 34 to 35 range, actually between 31 and 35. They all hit it. And then by 9 o'clock, the last person's crossing the start line. So you can imagine what this picture looks like. They are from the start line to the finish line, which is 6.2 miles, as we welcome them into Charleston. And this line behind me becomes what we see in front of us, that it goes from the finish line into Marion Square, where Marion Square is, again, another event open to the public. And there will be a band playing from 8:30 to about noon, and with our award somewhere in the middle, and just a lot of happy people that are being welcomed by their friends and guests to Marion Square. Buses load in front of Calhoun before and after the race, in front of the Gill Yard on Calhoun Street. And really, it's an event we've been so proud of in our community. This is the 47th one. I will tell you that we have a lot of security in place, and you won't see them. They're there, and we can't be thankful enough for just the community coming about. We have, I think, I think it's 19 charities, but let's just say it's a minimum of 14, but I think it's 19 charities that have a way to raise the money for their organizations. And that money is that people can pledge when they register for the event. And they can actually even buy a bib that says Caroline's Children's Charity on it and use that. And that costs $150, but 100 of that goes directly back to the organization. And all of those things coupled together, those charities are our volunteer forces. And so totally we expect about 3,800 volunteers going along with this event, along with border stations and just all the fun things and medical staff. It is a community and a state and actually a nation working together. We have, the other day, we were all but one state representative registrations coming to Charleston. I think I saw the numbers on last Thursday when I'll talk about that event. I'm on April.
Yeah.
Talk about that event.
Yeah, please do.
Last Thursday, we kicked off an event, and the numbers back then were about 17,000 were from South Carolina, which that represented, of that proportion, I think 11,000 were from the Low Country, but of that South Carolina, of that number, 58% are traveling 60 miles or more to come to Charleston for this event. So it tells you it's not just a local event. It is really a community national draw. And with that, we talked a little bit about it the last time we were on the air, but last in March, but the cities of North Charleston and Mount Pleasant and Charleston decided we wanted to do our part to just to step it up for the race by just it's not a challenge to try to win. It's a challenge to get our workforce moving more. And I'll let April take it from there.
Thank you. Yes, we are so excited that we finally got the opportunity to do this. I know COVID kind of interrupted it when it was being planned a couple years ago. So we finally got back to where we can do these kind of things. But the 3 municipalities got together, and we have challenged our employees to get out and get more active with a little bit of good-spirited competition in there. And I think everybody is having fun with it. I know for the city of Charleston, we had about 75 employees that accepted the challenge and jumped in. And what I will say, the best part of that is the majority of those employees had never participated in any kind of city step challenge or any kind of wellness event, but they felt good enough to join in, and the numbers have been amazing. So we're seeing lots of fun and lots of camaraderie and lots of activity. So we're super excited, and we'll do more of these throughout the year, just to kind of keep people moving and keep them educated on how to take care of themselves and how to live healthier lives.
And Kevin, I'll add, this isn't something they're doing to take time away from work. This is the steps they're taking while they're working. This is the steps that they are recording, and then it's what they do after they leave the work that they're adding extra steps on to make it. But it's a combination. It's not something that's saying, oh, the city's giving them hours off to go walking. No, this is what they're doing during the daily basis. I mean, heck, for the bridge run, I've been walking all around downtown just greeting people to get my because it's what I do during this time of year. But those steps get counted in this challenge, and it's what we do afterwards. It's all about planting that seed for health and wellness, of getting up, being active, and getting moving, and that's what the bridge run's really about too. So
yeah, and that was one of the. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, April. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
That was one of the points we tried to educate people on, is how to get creative with their steps, how to get more in, like the old park at the end of the parking lot and walk to the grocery store instead of parking in the first spot. All those little things that ultimately add up to just a change in the way you're thinking about activity. So that was kind of what we wanted to make sure our guys got out of that. So.
Yeah, thank you, April. Thank you, Paul. And Paul's leading by example. From what I understand, he logged over 20,000 steps yesterday. So Paul's our leader, and like I said, leading by example. So great job there. So thank you, April. Thank you, Paul. I think Dr. Durst has something.
Oh, yes. Well, Paul, thank you so much. I just added in the chat. It's awesome. Emotion is lotion. You know, the more we move, all these studies show the more we exercise helps so many aspects of our health, as we know. So that's wonderful. But I just was going to add too, I forgot to mention with the health links that you reminded me, Paul, that it is the foundation or the charities they're linked with. I know Jennifer Brush said her mental health centers is one of the nonprofits supporting the golf tournament, but also we have the Parkinson's Foundation and the Autism Foundation. So that reminded me when Paul mentioned that, and on the Ronald McDonald House. So I'll give y'all information about that. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you, Dr. Durst. Appreciate that. Anyone else? All right. Don't see anybody trying to grab my attention. So, hey, Paul, do you have something? I'm sorry.
Well, I just want to say in May, we'll talk a little bit about the South Carolina 7 expedition. We'll ask Dr. Johnson talk about it. But then in June, I really wanted to highlight that Nick Osborne is going to help us dive into a little bit of children, hungry children, and what we can do as a community, and actually what Low Country Food Bank is helping lead the way with doing. But I want to make sure that we pay attention, because it's so important. We've got a champion in our community like Low Country Food Bank, and so I always want to give Nick an opportunity to help us spark that little fire right here in the community that can help us maybe all step to the table a little bit more to see what we can do with childhood hunger.
Great. Thank you, Paul. Well, I hope everybody will take the opportunity to come out and line up along Meeting Street or King Street along the race route this week, and be a part of the events where the registration is and all that. Paul, did you have something else?
Well, last thing, Kevin Shealy should be in the first 60 minutes. If not, you let him know about it, okay?
Woo! I don't know about that. I appreciate it.
Lead by example.
There you go. Well, thank you, everybody. I know your time's valuable. As I say, your time is extremely valuable to the city of Charleston. We appreciate you taking time this morning to be with us, and I hope you have a great rest of the day and a great rest of the week. If there's nothing else, we stand adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye all.